All right. So now we're recording. It's going to be really simple. I'm just going to introduce you. We're going to talk
Okay.
for a little bit,
All right.
then we're done.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Hey, Sheeners. Welcome to another exclusive. Today, we have a living legend for you guys, the one and only Dr. Larry D. Come through, Dr. Larry D. How are you doing?
I'm great, Elizabeth. How are you, darling?
I'm telling you,
You
I am,
look amazing.
no, you are amazing. I am so excited to be speaking to you because I have grown up on your music, right? You've
Well,
been
I
doing this
guess.
for like over 47 years, right?
Absolutely. 5 decades, man. 30 albums.
Unbelievable. And not that you're done with it. It's not like you just said, I have been rocking for this long and I'm gonna sit back and chill and watch the people do. You still doing your thing.
Well, one thing I found out there's nothing you can do when you're sitting in the stands but watch the game. I don't like watching the game. I never did. I thought that I could actually retire a couple of years ago. Man, that lasted for about maybe a year and a half, but people were bugging me, and you know what? There wasn't anything wrong. I was in really good health, wasn't mad at nobody, but after 30 albums and so much stuff, and I've been married to a wonderful woman for 52 years. So we were
Yeah,
just saying, let's just stop and take our kids. My daughter is Down syndrome. She's very, very good though. She's a big
right.
success. We're just gonna take her around the world and let her see stuff. But I said, no, 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 no. Let me get back on the stage first. And so I started a new record label with my son and my wife. And I got very lucky. My very first record got top 30 on Billboard, and the new one that's out now is doing well. And now I finished my album. So back
It's
in the game, baby.
unbelievable to me. I was jamming to you today. Your new single is I'm Good, right?
It's actually Just We. I'm Good was my first single, but Just We is my brand new single.
Wait a minute now. Hold on. Hold on, Dr. Larry. You
I'm
telling
moving, I'm moving, I'm moving, I'm
listen,
moving.
you faster than me. I better step up my game here. So tell us about your newest one.
Okay, so it's a very romantic song. It's all about no longer is it you and I or you and me. Now it's just we, because we've been together through all the thick and thin. It's such a romantic song. And I got my wife to do the video with me. I share the vocal with a very, very cool young lady here by the name of Jessica Ray. It's my first duet I've done in a long time.
Right.
So it's doing real well. And life is just good. The album's out and people going crazy.
Okay, what's the name of the album?
The album is simply entitled Yours Truly, Larry D. And
Yours.
you know what I did? So the back of the cover,
Uh-huh.
where normally generically you have the song titles and the names and the times, I hand wrote them the same exact way. I took the same piece of pad that I wrote all the titles, and I made that be the cover. At the bottom, I just said, "Yours truly, Larry D." It's like a love letter to my fans.
You know
Isn't
what?
that cool?
That is beyond cool. Like I'm gonna have to get me one of those because I'm telling you, I was jamming away to I'm Good. And I want to say right now, thank you. Thank you for putting out songs that lift our women up.
Absolutely. Absolutely. That's I'm people, I have this sort of bad boy image out there, and
Mhm.
sort of freaky deaky, but
Yeah,
I'm very romantic at heart though, and I get it because that was I call him that guy for over, oh man, for all the 30 albums, most of them, we've had such an elaborate stage show and antics, and I've used a snake in the act and bombs fire. So it's been really, really interesting coming to a Barcades concert, but I'm a much more settled guy now. But the album is still funky, but it's very romantic at the same time.
it really is. And you said it earlier. You've been married to Maria.
Marie, that's exactly right. This will be
For
52 years in August.
52 years. That's amazing. And you have two kids, right?
Yeah, my son Larry Jr. He actually we run the record label and we run our booking agency since 1999. We're a family business, man. All of our charity organizations and all our scholarship funds that we do, we send at least 5 kids to college every year through our foundation for HBCUs, particularly the one here in Memphis is Lemoyne. So we make sure that our kids are able to go there and everything. And we're on the Down syndrome board. So we're all about giving back. We're a family that simply says we help those who cannot help themselves.
Wow. You know what? When you just don't, you just keep falling in love with you more and more
Thank
and
you.
more, you
Thank
know,
you.
because we all was attracted to that crazy freak. You got to watch because you don't know what he's gonna do, right?
That's
You know,
exactly right.
you just watching, it's just like, oh my gosh. But now you have matured, like you said, and you more subtle. And this album shows it. And what's amazing is this side of you is just as creative and funk and good as the other sides. Now, I don't think that's not fair to us mere humans. You know what I mean?
Well, you know what? See, it's all inside of me. And you know what I always say? I always say the best record is still inside of me. So that's what keeps me in the game. I'm always trying to outdo myself and I still love it. And that makes a very big difference. I see artists who I go see them and I listen to their music these days. They've been around a long time. And I just don't feel like they're really, really, really having a good time with it, you know. So I'm on the radio now too. And I have to kind of keep up with things. I'm on a new station here in Memphis, WAVN, it's 104 FM. It's called The Trend. So I have to kind of keep up with the new artists being on the radio and stay up on top of my game, even though I do play a lot of classic R&B. I play new music. So my point is I have to keep up with things and I keep smart people around me that keep me informed on things that I can't keep up with myself. You know, I'm 71 years old and
I mean,
but I still got a lot of logs to throw in the fire. Don't get me wrong, baby.
okay, he said, hey, don't count me out. And we would never count you out. We would
Thank
never
you.
do that because here's the thing. You show up every time. Every time you step to that mic, we feel you. You
Thank
know,
you.
you're saying that you're now like contemporary or pop R&B. And that's crazy at 71, contemporary.
Yeah, you know what? I've had a lot of history. I'm in an elite group. I don't know, but a few acts who have had as many albums as we've done. Perhaps I would say The Whispers, maybe Kool and the Gang, maybe Earth, Wind and Fire. There are not many that have put out as much music as we've done. You know, we've been around. I joined the band in 1970.
Right, right.
Their first hit was in 1967, Soulfinger. They were kids in high school, but they didn't have a singer.
Yeah.
They didn't have a singer. They were an instrumental group, but it was Soulfinger and it was a million seller and the #1 record all over the world, man. So I was so amazed that they even had an idea of having a singer. So I've been the only singer the band has ever had. And now James and I still own the band and we're quite good friends. He goes west with the Barcades and I travel now as Larry D, the original lead singer of the Barcades. And our shows are the same. You know, we do all that great music. We've had 20 top 10 records. So it's impossible for me to have a concert and not do that music.
Right. And I love how you say maybe the whispers, maybe this. I like that. You know, you threw that maybe in.
Yeah, you know, 30 albums is a lot, man.
That's a
That's a lot of
lot.
music.
That's a lot of music. And I was watching like your old documentaries of the Barcades and
Mhm.
how they would have one suit, and they would take it off and y'all let it dry and then put it back on for the other show. And I'm like, now that's what I'm talking about. It's just so good. Your music is such a feel good music. I always think of music as a soundtrack of
Mm.
your life. So when you were in there writing this latest album, I know you were saying just we, because it's your family. But when
Mm.
you went in there, how do you create your music? How do you do that?
Well, you know what? To be quite honest with you, I cannot take all the credit. I had some really good producers. I used Wiley Morris, who is one of Charlie Wilson's producers. He does Keith Sweat, and just a host of other people.
Right.
Mary J. Blige, and I used we did 6 songs together. The album has 11 cuts on it. I used a kid from Memphis, Black Elvis, who does Mary J. and Beyonce. I did 5 cuts here in Memphis with and with one of my producers, Manny Emmanuel Cole, and a kid by the name of KC. We did some music together. And you know, I'm a producible guy. You know, even though I have a lot of history, producers like to work with me because you know I'll do it 100 times if I need to. You know, I'm a businessman. You know, because once it's gone, it's gone. So I like to get it right in the studio and make sure that it feels good and it's radio ready. You know, and I keep a lot of young kids around me. You know, that do music on the major acts so that I know their ears to the ground and they're very alert of what radio will do and will play. Because you know, uh, um, when you made as much music as I have, sometimes the people at radio are younger, so they don't particularly know the history.
Right.
They don't know you've had 20, had 15 or 20 top albums and gold and platinum music and this and that. So you have to make sure you stay radio ready.
I love that because that's facts right there. You
Yeah.
know, a lot of people, we always say, well, what happened to so and so and what happened to them? They still making albums, but they're not radio ready.
You have very good point. Very good point. They try hard, but they want to do it themselves, and that just kind of ain't the way. I'm not saying that you know guys, OGs are capable of it, but you need to make sure that you surround yourself with these kids, man. They know
Right.
what's up, you know. They know, you know, and they take the wisdom that we have, and they take our distinct voices and our distinct clever things that we've known to be doing throughout the years, and they mix them up with today's stuff,
Yeah.
and and it comes
Yeah,
out commercial.
there you go. That's it. Radio ready is like key, key. And they
Very
do
key.
it, take your wisdom, because you guys have been in the game since, like you said, 70. I was born in 72. So I'm telling
Gotcha.
you, I was right on it. My whole family, my brothers, I know them. I'm just like, are you kidding me? I get to speak to, oh, okay. So, you know, I just admire you for one, being married for 52 years in this industry with your image, right?
Very, very, very true. Yeah, I had to I take my hat off to my wife. You know, there's been I remember in the 70s there was this huge rumor that I was dating Zsa Zsa Gabor because we took a picture together, and it was just, you know, tabloids are just all over the place. They saw we were at a premiere of Watch Stacks, and Zsa Zsa stopped me, and we took a great picture together, and it was just everywhere. It was just everywhere. But thank
Yes.
God my wife understands that I'm in show business, and when we got married, I, we was, you know, she didn't even know what my music was. You know, she would say, "So now is that your record?" You know, and I thought it was so cute because at least I know she married me for me. You know what I'm saying?
Right, that's right. And that's why you guys have been together for 52 years, right?
Absolutely, we're business partners. We run all our businesses together, and we just and we travel a lot now. Now I'm fortunate to do the things that I want to do, not the things that I have to do. You know, we're very well off, and we give a lot. We give a lot.
That's a blessing. That's a
Absolutely, it
blessing.
truly is.
And that's a goal for all of us to get to, right? Doing what we want to do instead of having to do things, you know. And tell us again, what is the name of your production company with your family?
So the record label is Music Moves Records. My booking agency is La Marie's Entertainment. The La LA is for me, and the Marie's is for my wife, of course. My son is Larry Jr. So, and he also got married on the same day that I did. So we share our anniversaries together. Isn't that cool?
That
His
is
name is mine, and he got
so
married on the same day that I did.
cool. You know what that says though? More than that's cool, it shows that he respects you
Yeah.
and that he also not love you as a father, but love you as a person, which
Yeah.
is deep.
That's epic. Epic.
Yeah.
He's a very good kid, and he's my sounding board. I call him my American Express card because I never leave home without him. You know what I'm saying? We meet
Oh,
every day and make sure that he takes care of my day-to-day stuff, keeps me in line. He produces my radio show, and he runs the booking agency most of the time because, like I said, I'm OG, so I only do what I want to do now.
okay. That is just blessings on blessings on blessings right there. And I am so touched by that because you hear nowadays kids don't even want to talk to their parents. You were trying to
Yeah,
say, give me a call. I'm reaching out to you, but you and your son are together every day and able to work together.
yeah.
That says a lot about you as a parent. So good job to you, Dr. Larry D.
Yeah, yep. And you're one of the few people that addresses me as doctor. Not many people do that, even though I was so very honored to be
Yes.
awarded an honorary doctorate from Lemoyne Owen College, and even more so when they named the street after me here in Memphis.
Oh,
So I mean I'm living my best life right now.
yes,
While I'm alive, most of these things happen when people are gone, man. But I'm able to see my street is like 2 blocks away from me. When friends come to town, I always tell them, if you go up the street and turn left, you turn on my street, man.
that's
So that's
awesome.
very cool for me to do that.
That is so awesome. Yeah, I saw you have that honorary, but if I had a doctorate and I had to have doctor in my name, please address me as so.
It is really cool, and it's
It is
very
so
prestigious.
cool.
It is. And you know what? Back here, I moved one of my gold albums. I'm pointing back here because let me tell
Yeah.
you this little story. So my wife went back to college a few years ago, and I asked her, I said, "Sweet, do you think you really want to do that?" And she said, "Yeah." Not only did she graduated cum laude. She walked down the aisle first, but it happened on the same day that I was awarded my doctorate. So she came to see my ceremony at 11 that day, and then she graduated too. So I scooted out and I was able to go, and we came home with both our robes on, and we stood in the living room. We took our picture. I'm like, my heart skipped a beat. So I say to those who think they're just too old to go back, please, no, you're not. God
Wow.
is able. That's all I can say. That was one of the highlights of my life, my marriage, for both of us to have our cap and gowns on the same day.
Same day. Yeah. I
The
mean, I
same
got
day.
goosebumps. I have goosebumps. This is
Isn't
just
that cool?
amazing. You know, I am so honored to be
Thank you.
speaking with you. Honestly, thank you so much for
My
taking
pleasure.
out.
Anytime,
Now
anytime,
tell us
whatever.
again, where can we get your album? Your newest single is Just We, right?
Just where, yeah, wherever you get your good music, Spotify, Pandora, wherever you go to get good music, and get my book. My book is entitled "And the Band Plays On." It's my life story. I can't keep them. You can get it wherever you get good books. I'm reading Obama's book right now, and it's amazing.
Yes, it
I
is.
I'm an author now, among the other things that I do. So we're writing a new book. I want to share this with your viewers. So my daughter's Down syndrome, she was predicted not to live past her teens. She'll be 51 in September. So you better watch out and believe in what God can do. But our book that we're writing, and my wife and I is co-writing it with me, is called Keep Looking Up When It's Downs. And it's all about our journey raising a Down syndrome kid, and one that is experiencing success story, because she's worked for 28 years. She's the longest employee Pizza Hut ever had. So it's inspiring, it's therapeutic, and it's going to be really ministry for people who have mentally challenged and physically challenged kids or siblings. And they're going to find out that all you got to do is keep looking up for God's inspiration when things aren't as you think they should be. We'll be finished with it soon. Our publishers are beating us up, saying, please turn the book in. We will turn it in this year.
Well, we'll have to get together again so we can go
Absolutely.
that out
Absolutely.
because you are such a inspiration to so many of us out there. And
Thank you.
I appreciate all that you and your family do. And thank you from not just from me, but from the Sheeners out there. You we want to say thank you for being who you are and keeping up a great example for our Black men today.
Thank you so much. Anytime, whatever, whenever for you. Okay. All right. Have a great day.
Thank you. You too.
Bye bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye bye.